So welcome, welcome, welcome to another round of Fired Up Author Meet and Greets. You have already met the authors, the women changemakers of Fired Up, who have shared their inspirational breakthrough stories of changing their been-throughs into breakthroughs. Now we are bringing out the second volume, which is women changemakers from around the world sharing their inspiring stories of difficult moments, difficult times that they have gone through, personal or health challenges that they have gone through, yet they have not given up. They are thriving and have built successful businesses and are at a much better place of health, business, family, etc. We are so pleased to have with us Dr. Shelby Decker today. I welcome you, Dr. Shelby. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This is a great platform to reach other women or people that are struggling, and maybe we could fire them up onto a new level.
Absolutely. That's our mission, to light a spark, to expand the vision and fire up lots of people through our stories, our roadmaps, etc. So let's start by getting to know you more. Can you share a bit about you, your business, and let's get to know you?
Okay, well, I live in the South Florida in the Fort Lauderdale area, and the last 10 years has really been a journey for me on the educational side of it. I decided to go to back to school, and I gained a bachelor's of science, how do you like that one? Science at the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale in advertising, and I rolled immediately right into an MBA program with Strayer University and the Jack Welch Management Institute, which I earned my MBA in 2016, and automatically rolled right into the doctorate program with Capella University, which this past year I have earned my doctorate in business administration with the concentration of strategy and innovation. And my dissertation was diversity and return on investment. So, I do have all that. I have aging parents, and I have a 19-year-old daughter who will be graduating this year, high school, and going off to college. So a lot of changes are happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to share a bit about your studies and how you did your doctorate now? How has that experience been?
Well, a lot of, I want to say each course or each semester brought new teachings, which I've transformed into my everyday life. For example, my schooling had 90 days of classes or quarters of classes and needed to be completed. So I took that as over into my personal life as a 90-day challenge. And also to review every semi-annually of how far you come, but where do you need to go, which I took over from my classroom experience, because each time is like, okay, I've completed this course and I've completed this course. What course next can I take to cross off the list needed in order to graduate? So that's one area where I have adopted into even the business. Like, here's your vision. So, and here's your, let's break it down to goals. And now let's make it into an action plan.
Yeah, that is so needed. Like at times we are just talking about things, this is what needs to be done. But then actually going into those detailed plans, making those step-by-step roadmaps and getting each step done, like you'll be a little closer to your destination if you have them done in the correct sequence. So thank you for sharing that. And Would you like to share a bit about your story that you've shared in the book about the difficult time that you went through, your health
Right.
challenge?
We all have one of those years that are like unimaginable, unbelievable, undescribable. And it happened to be my year was 2021. And with that, we with that year, I was pushed like many people when they have struggled by struggle and challenged by struggle, challenge by challenge. We are pushed beyond our limits that we know of. And it also defines us in a certain manner and it tests us who we are in so many different areas, like what do we believe in, our strength, and who we can depend on actually. And that's where I have taken this unbelievable, unimaginable 12 months and shared my survival tips or the action that I took and the ability to handle hit after hit after hit after hit.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure that a lot of people are in the same place and they don't know how to get out of that, and they don't have other positive examples of people who have done that and are ready to share their experience, handhold them, and bring them out of that. So thank you for doing that. And like in Fired Up, we have series, we have this actionable roadmap. So what is the area that you are focusing on, the 5 baby steps that you would like the reader to take a journey on? I mean, just a short one, no
Well,
need to give all the steps.
no, that's okay. Um, well, every day to conquer, the year, I had to take every single day and fight for accomplishment, even if it was only tiptoe steps forward. Um, it was a fight, and I think that's where a lot of people today are, is that they're fighting. They're trying to grab on whatever they can and pull themselves forward. And that's where I share and it's like, okay, you know, yes, sometimes you could say tomorrow I'm going to do, but sometimes when you get to that day, it's not only just today, but it's hour by hour. And sometimes it's like, okay, it's even goes down to the next 15 minutes I can accomplish this or I could get this done. And it may not be the entire goal, but it's only that little step forward to place in that you can build on to tomorrow and keep going. And a lot of times that we see our lives or goals a mountain and we think we could climb straight, but it's not. A lot of times we could just take one step forward and then have to reach for another tool to like a pick and pick up to pull ourselves up to that. And sometimes we need others behind us to be able to push us up. So it's a lot of different resources and trying to put a puzzle together in order for you if it's your vision.
Absolutely. And the beauty of all this is that if you have the vision, then you also will be able to get together the tools, the resources, the people, and
Exactly.
like God will bring all of that together, the jigsaw puzzle, and you'll be there at the end of it with everything in place, just as you had envisioned it. And
And it's not, I think a lot of people think, okay, I got this settled and then it's like, life is smooth. No, it's not that way. A lot of our lives are intermingled with so many different factors. We have family, we have kids, we have work, we have the car breaks down. There's so many different factors that can get you totally mentally off guard, physically off guard, And then when I say physically, it could be your strength or your energy just drained. And then also it could be that you were relying on something and it didn't happen. And then you have to recover in that manner also.
Absolutely. Anything can go wrong, like, network issues now that we're
Right,
globally
right.
connected and so many other things. But the challenge is not to fall down at that time, but know that, you can get up and you have the
Well, you
resources
may
and
not have a choice. You may have to fall down, but the whole thing is that you know that you could get up and it's brush yourself off and go forward.
yeah, and not stay down. Absolutely.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So in this Fired Up series, we've been talking about lighting a spark and expanding the vision of what is possible by women change makers who have gone ahead, who have been on that path, who have done that. So what does women empowerment mean to you?
Well, empowerment is like using your own strength and your energy to make it better, make it an improvement. And it's embracing something that's negative and building upon it. And, it's just pushing yourself also out of your comfort zone to make it a betterment. So that's how I see empowerment. And I think it's so important for this book to come out with this great collaboration of women, of showing examples of overcoming, because we all need to overcome certain things. And this group gives a whole different type of resources or avenues or channels of encouragement to make the reader really know that they're not alone, that we are there with them, and they have to find that inner strength and believe that they can make it, and that they have a chance and they have a choice to have a better life.
Yes, choice is so important to, you, know, you can decide either ways, and yeah, choice is so very important. Uh,
Which at this time, I just want to read this. I was going through my Facebook feed like we all do at times, and yesterday this quote came up from the movie of Rocky, and I was just, it hit me because it related so much to my chapter in the book and my story. So I'm going to read it to you because I want to make sure I have it right. But it says, and mind you, it's not me, it's Rocky saying this. And then it says, let me tell you something you don't already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you permanently there if you let it. And it just really sunk in that, you know, yeah, we have that choice, as we were just talking about, and that it's our decision to make each day better and grab onto what we can. And we have to grab those rainbows when they come into our life, and we have to appreciate the sunshine when it's there, because it can be hard and nasty. And, as he says, a place that just brings you totally down and harden if you allow it. And you cannot allow it.
if you let it, it will bring you down, but you have the choice to not let it affect you.
Right, right.
Thank you for sharing that. So,
Hmm.
so how has your experience been with the Fired Up 2 collaboration?
Oh, it's been an amazing, amazing journey. One that I am so happy that I decided to take. The group of women and writers that I'm with are fabulous. It's something I've always wanted to do, but never had the courage to do it myself. So that little push of out of the comfort zone, as I mentioned, but also it gave me the confidence to share the gifts that I have learned through my own struggle and dismay to give to others for hope and for you know encouragement to 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 overcome.
Thank you for sharing that. Um, so now let's move deeper into your dream clients. So who are your dream clients, and how do you help them in their journey?
Well, my dream client is anyone who needs help personally and professionally. And it's one that, like, we all feel stuck at time. We feel bewildered. We feel like uh, dismay, and we just don't know what direction to go to. But so many times, and like in this entire book, there is resources that can help and steps that you can take. You may think, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I can't do this. But there is such a community of resources right outside locally with the group that we're with and within this book, and also that we can help you remove that confusion, get you unstuck, and make steps for success. And that's where I personally feel I am able to have, like we were talking about the puzzle, like whenever you have get a puzzle, you have the box, and on the cover of the box is the picture how the puzzle should be. And then you go in there and you have all these pieces, so no matter what, and you have those edges that have the boundaries, and you have the plan. You always have a strategic plan how to do it. Now, how I do it is I always put the edges together first, and then I do the inside. Other people will go and look at different colors or different portions of the design that's on there and try to figure out the design and then put it together. It doesn't mean that one is right, one is wrong. It just means we have different avenues and we all have a different picture to put together. And that's what I like to do, is to discover people, like, okay, what do you want to accomplish? What is that picture you want to have on the end of your journey? However long that journey may be, it could be a 30-day challenge, like we talked about the 90-day challenge, and or it could be a year, it could be a 5-year thing. Um, but I just want them I love working with people who are willing to take action and put the vision together. And also, like I said, there is so much chaos around us. And I want them to be able to put calm in the chaos, and also be an example of peace within the storm, so they can move forward and help others to move forward, even if it's just in their immediate inner circle and family. So that's who I would like to help.
Absolutely. Sometimes those storms come around us, and if we are not at peace, we tend to make it all the more turbulent. So when we are at peace, we will allow that storm to come down and not be that ruffled. So that is a great mission that you have. So let our viewers know where they can find you.
They can find me. I will give you my personal phone number, which is no problem. It's 954-494-5810. And my personal email is Shelby, Shelby, M as in Marie, but just the initial, M Decker, last name Decker @gmail.com. Or you could go to my website, which is www.shelbydecker.com. I try to make it very easy for everyone.
Yes. The first name, the second name, shelbydecker.com. You can find Dr. Shelby there. So, Doctor, what's your advice to those who are struggling with, some health challenges or personal challenges, and they feel that, there is, like the future is bleak?
Uh, there is always resources available, like I was mentioning. But not only that, it takes you to decide, as we were talking about, that this is not going to happen to me. And you have to be determined. And like I said, how I found is that every single day you need to have accomplishments. And how I do it, even to this day, is what 3 things did I get done today that will move me forward? And it's just could be a load of laundry, very simple things, or it could be the simple thing is like I went grocery shopping, so I don't have to go out to eat anymore. The other thing could be a simple thing as like I made it through the day without panic attacks or confusion. So it's really it's really defined with what you want and what type of action you want to take. Other times it's great. Like me, I'm doing this interview. It's a major step, but also it could be like those who are struggling, you have to say, okay, what resources do I have? And I could at least, I want to say, swipe that off to the plate until tomorrow. And it's moving forward.
So that's a great advice. And now with Google and with so many platforms available where resources are free or at a very low cost across borders, you can just tap in on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad, and just seek what you are looking for, and you will find many, many answers. Just not to get overwhelmed, to just go to the
Right,
main.
no, but and I'm just going to use this as an example, is that that just because I had this tremendous year last year, it doesn't mean it didn't overflow into my life now. My dad just recently had, and he's 85 years old, a shoulder replacement, and I didn't know what to really expect in the recovery zone. He just had it last Tuesday, this past Tuesday. But I even put on Facebook and said, okay, dad's having recovery. What should I expect? Or what do I even need in the house in order to help him recover? And it was just amazing that people were like giving me free advice. And it was a simple thing like, oh, have one of these ice machines, make sure you get it from the hospital. And, it was a simple little things, or ask the doctor these questions. And it helped me be prepared. And that's where the calmness in that storm happens, is that you know you don't need to always go out and purchase something. It's just that giving yourself that sound of mind, knowing what to do next.
Yeah, a lot of that also happened with people who were going through COVID, who had family members who had COVID, and
Yeah.
they reached out online, and there were like so many people who had already gone through it and shared their experiences, what to do, what not to do, which helped them a lot.
Right, and which is I think is why this book is so important, is because we are all struggling, and all the authors have struggled in their own manner, and each of us share what has helped us, and whoever is reading it can adopt all of the steps that we give, or a step from author A to, or another step from author B, or maybe 4 steps from author C, and be able to put together their own plan and their own recovery system to get them through this struggle.
Yes, and like all of us have been through difficult times. All of us have had periods which could be a few days, a few months, a few years, and having people around us who will, cheer for you and encourage you to get out of that period helps shorten that period. So uh, we do hope you get a copy of the book once it is out in July. And I'd like to thank Dr. Shelby for joining us today, despite it being Memorial Day and a holiday. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful Memorial Day with your family and friends, and remembering all those who lost their lives and in the service of the country. So I thank Dr. Shelby. It was a wonderful time getting
Oh,
to
my
know you,
pleasure.
meet you, and we hope to see you again soon. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
next we'll meet Heather on the 1st of June. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining in. And we look forward to another author meet and greet. Thank you. Take care.